Hello and welcome to the second ever Google Plus Hangout here on MLSsoccer.com. As you can see, we've got two jokers here with me, Dax McCarty and Heath Pearce. Before we get to them, though, I just want to explain what we're doing here. Obviously, a huge match this weekend between New York and Chicago at Red Bull Arena at 3:30 p.m. on NBC. A big match, a lot of playoff implications, a lot to talk about with this one. Nice finger mustache, I like that. But we'll have another one at 1:45. We'll have Austin Berry and Patrick Nyarko in there. But first, these two guys. Remember, you can still put in questions, tweet us, use the hashtag NYBShy. Anything funny, anything original, anything creative, we'll try to get on the board for these two. Guys, how's it going? Just finished up training there in Jersey?
We did.
You had to ask who gets to answer that one, huh? That's a difficult one? Okay. Well, we'll start out with some easy stuff. A little word association. I know you guys are familiar with that one. The first one, just say what comes to mind. Keel can.
Word association.
Unoriginal.
Awkward.
Unoriginal and awkward. All right, how about this? Heath's DJ skills versus DJ Soley. Who's got the edge?
Well, you put me on the spot here, but I have to say that DJ Soley, just because he's got a little bit more experience. Heath, they did an event together for the EA Sports launch party, and Heath learned a lot, I think. He had his notebook. He was writing things down. But I think eventually, Heath's ceiling is a lot higher than Soley's. So it's a good start for him.
What's your thoughts on that, Heath? I think he's saying you have the edge here.
No, he does have more experience than me, but I'm just cooler. So
that's a good start.
There's no ceilings.
All right, we'll keep it going here. Joel Lindpair.
Awkward.
Misunderstood.
Misunderstood and awkward. Okay, how about a little test for you guys geographically? What's the capital of Estonia? Has Joel Lindpair let you in on that one?
I think it's who cares.
That's actually correct. Yes, who cares is
one word or two words. I think it's who cares Estonia.
No, it's Estonia City.
Close as well. Actually, Tallinn. All right, we got one for Dax here. This one's just for you, Dax. Maybe Heath can comment on this one. Give me a little word association on this bad boy.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
We found this one here at the MLSsoccer.com offices. We thought we'd see what you thought about this. Is this a golden moment for you, Heath?
It looks like the poster for Brokeback Mountain.
Something like that. Some sort of. I think Brett Shea has a little something to say about that photo shoot as well.
Yeah.
We get right into the fan questions here. If I mispronounce this Twitter name, sue me. It's impossible. My Deafy Me on Twitter wants to know if you guys have a secret handshake or special nicknames for each other.
Keith, go ahead, buddy.
We don't have a special handshake because Dax doesn't usually wash his hands much, but
Heath is a germaphobe.
Yeah. But the nickname, oh man. Dax's nickname is Sandman. Because he always brings sand to the beach.
We won't delve any further into that one, but
probably a good idea.
His nickname is the weird guy.
The weird guy? You gotta go. I think need some more originality on that one. Well, I'm gonna give the Sandman the upper hand in this battle. Okay, Heath, this one's from Mario on Twitter for you. Do you miss Southern California? Also, do you want to go on a date with her?
To answer the date question, duh. And to answer, do I miss Southern California? This time of year out here in the New York area, it's starting to get a little bit cooler, some rain, so I miss the beach and the Sundays. Sunny.
Definitely a little humid out here right now. I was surprised on my ride into work. This one from Rick on Twitter, clearly a Chicago Fire fan. When you lose, and you will, which one of you will cry first?
I'd say probably me. I'm a little bit more in touch with my emotions than Heath. When I'm sad, I cry. When I'm happy, I smile and laugh. Heath is just kind of even keel like the whole time, He just kind of sits there with a blank stare on his face.
I actually cry a lot, so.
But
it takes a real man to cry.
I'm actually really happy to say that none of us will be crying on Saturday.
Well, I'm sure Rick will be unhappy to hear that one. He's got another one for you here. He wants to know which one of you carries Thierry Henry's bag and who fluffs his pillow.
Well, I live in New York City, in Manhattan, pretty close to him, so I'm the pillow fluffer.
Convenience, that makes sense.
I guess that leaves me with the bag carrying.
They're set roles for you, too. How about this from Joey on Twitter? Do you guys hang out with TT when you're not at training, and what is he like off the field?
Yeah, I pretty much grab coffee with him every day. No, I mean, we've hung out with him a few times off the field. Before Heath got here, I was lucky enough to be invited to a Knicks game with him. Yeah, he's a cool guy off the field. He just enjoys a lot of the same things that we do. Grabbing coffee, shopping around, watching soccer on TV. We've been to his place a few times for dinners. He's actually surprisingly a pretty down-to-earth guy.
All right, how about this one? T. Faust on Twitter. What do you guys think of Hans Bacca's rumored 11 for Saturday? Heath, you're the lone striker. Dax, you're in net.
I mean, the striker part makes sense. I don't know about Dax and net. He claims to be 5'10", but he's probably a little over 5'6". So I don't think he's going to cover post to post the way we should. But I've got 2 goals on the season, so it's a pretty safe bet that I'll be at top.
Well, I've been watching the game film from L.A. against San Jose when Mike McGee was thrown in goal, and I don't know. He's a guy that I look up to when I'm going to play keeper. So I'm going to try to do a lot of the same things he did.
The next Nick Ramondo, their short keeper's taking their thing. How about this one's a weird one? I'm not going to lie. Melina on Twitter wants to know which would you rather use: boxers, briefs, or invisible underwear?
I think invisible underwear is the way to go, always.
I prefer the invisible underwear route. I was never really a boxer guy, boxer brief guy, okay, but invisible underwear is always the best bet, I think.
Yeah, it breathes the best, so that's a clear choice there. Matt on Facebook, what are you guys' thoughts on the Cosmos potentially coming back and the possibilities of having a potential second New York team in MLS down the road?
I call Heath answer that one.
No, I think it's great. Great for the city. I think it'll create a nice rivalry locally, and that's the kind of thing that this city needs. I think to jump on board and really support, find a team to support, and have some competition. So I think in the long term, it'll help grow the league and also create more competition here in the New York area.
For sure. All right, Louis on Facebook. Next question: what's it like being on the team with the Clifton, New Jersey legend Jonathan Barajo? And
is that from Johnny? Tell Johnny he can't write us right now.
Or tell Johnny to stop tweeting from his brother's account.
Well, I don't know if Louis is his brother. He did say he heard the kid just kills it on and off the field. So is that true? Untrue? What's the deal?
I need to know what the Twitter name is first.
It's a Facebook. It's Louis. So
it is true. Hey, you know what? I will say in Johnny's defense, though, he is literally the most popular guy in Clifton with his roommates, the 2 people that he lives with. We're not gonna label them as like his parents or his best friends or anything like that. We're just gonna call them his roommates. And I've been to his house a few times, and they think he is pretty much the coolest thing since sliced bread. So Louis straight on.
Accuracy is key there. How about this one? Dax, you going to start wearing bow ties? Has Heath rubbed off on you in that way?
Absolutely not. Never. I don't know. I'm more of a simpleton. I don't want all the attention on me at all times. So I'm more casual. Enjoy maybe like a nice open collar look. Don't need a bow tie to have the attention on me.
So true or false, Heath? According to Dax, you want the attention on you at all times. Is that?
Dax wears V-neck T-shirts with sailor stripes on them every day.
Not every day.
The reason he's not is because he's wearing the team polo, which he also wears 2-3 days a week.
I'm going on a date later, so.
Wait, so the V-necks with the stripes, that's out? I can't rock that?
No. It's when you have too many of them. Everything in moderation is good. A bow tie in moderation.
I only wear those 6 days a week. That leaves Sunday as my day of polo wearing for Red Bulls.
Special day. So is there anything, Heath, that you would steal from Dax's style? What is there anything there that's worth taking from, or are you the man in this scenario?
Have you lost your mind? Have you seen him dress?
I haven't. That's why I'm asking you.
Oh my goodness!
All
Yeah, we should cue pictures right now of the way he normally dresses.
I don't understand why you're setting him up for alley-oops. Let me alley-oop me. Let me alley-oop me to make fun of him.
Okay. What's up with the vest?
Man.
Shirtless vest? That's a questionable fashion decision, I gotta say.
And it's funny because I heard Heath wasn't very good with that rope either.
Great, actually. Had total control of the horse, too.
You know what's funny is, you pretty much tell Heath an idea, hey, Heath, can you please don this Teletubby costume for ESPN the magazine? You pretty much just put him in front of a camera and he'll do whatever he needs to do to get in front of a camera.
Well, we're glad for that. Hamming it up today. How about this one? We'll go to Heath. First of all, will you dye your hair to match Dax's bright orange FIFA 13 personality?
I don't know if that color is actually on the spectrum. I don't know if you can. I don't think I could go into a salon and be like, "Can you do it this?"
I think
We'll take it down to Sherman-Williams, get the paint, and then it becomes really easy there. They can make just about any color, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
I paint it then. That color.
I'm proud of EA Sports. They invented a new color just for me.
How do you guys feel about how do you feel about the skills that they gave you in the game? Did they shortchange you?
I haven't broken down my stats exactly, but my speed, agility, could be maybe a little higher. Maybe my jumping ability as well.
I think the only thing that I've actually seen, I haven't played with the team yet or anything like that, but I have seen that I am donning a mustache in the video game as well, so that's kind of cool.
That's nice accuracy there. Let's see. Another one. People just seem to be fascinated by the quote-unquote bromance here. You two have developed a very good relationship over the past few months. Who influences who more? Who's the one that leads and who follows?
Well, I really think that just depends on who you ask.
He follows me on a responsibility level of being a grown-up and a man who
if you ask
that he says he's gonna do.
If you ask who follows who, he'll probably say himself. But if you ask all our friends, they'll probably say Heath follows me. So it's just kind of it just depends on who you ask.
I think a big part of us becoming good friends is that obviously I got traded to the team in I think May, and Dax has been here for about a year already. And so when I got here, I had the opportunity to show Dax around New York and show him different things to do because he hadn't really left his little bubble yet. And that's kind of what grew us closer. Is I had the opportunity to show him what the city was like that he'd been living in for a year. So,
it's hard to get out of Clifton, New Jersey. There's a lot there to cover. So
before Heath came here, my idea of fun was having sleepovers at Johnny Barajo's parents' house.
Did you have to bring the sleeping bag, or did they have it there for you? Because
they pretty much gave me the spare bedroom.
That's very nice of them. How about this? You guys just got done training, obviously. What's the weirdest moment at training this year? What's that? What's the thing that maybe sticks out?
Well, there was one. It was not very weird. It was actually more funny than weird. But one of our players who's currently on loan, Victor Paulson, he liked to wear long pants for training, but he wouldn't wear he would wear long pants and he would wear sliders underneath. He wouldn't wear any training shorts, and so Timu Taino convinced our equipment managers to write "I am a donut" on the butt part of the pants. He didn't really listen until about halfway through training when everyone kept making fun of him and laughing at him. But the irony was that he couldn't actually take the pants off when he found he didn't have any shorts on underneath.
He's stuck in them.
Donut the entire training session and afterward.
All right,
watching now, actually.
We'll hope so. We'll hope Victor is tuning in from, where's he at? In England, I think? Holland, yeah, Holland. I knew that. How about this? Who's the least favorite team for you guys to play against and why? Or maybe the least favorite city to visit? Take your pick.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Heath. I'll defer to you
least favorite, the least favorite team right now for us is Chicago because we're playing them on Saturday. So, big matchup for us. The way the points have fallen in, the way the season's gone, it's a huge game for both teams. So, that's our least favorite at the moment. Least favorite city to play in. man, I don't want to.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings here.
I love all cities.
All right, we'll leave it there. Going on, just focusing more on the field. Obviously, you guys are both on 53 points. This one's, essentially home field advantage is coming down to it. How important is that realistically when it hits the playoffs? I know, 2 legs, you get 1 at home and 1 away. How important is it to you guys to get the quote-unquote home field advantage?
I think it's very important. We've seen over the past 10, 15 years, especially, in Europe with the Champions League, the team that has the second game at home has the upper hand because they go into the first game, knowing that if they get a goal or 2, and especially going back home, they'll be able to come out and play with confidence. And, I think, especially in MLS, home field advantage is crucial because I think each year the fan attendance has gotten better and better. So for us, it's very important. We're very strong at home. We know that. And I think a bunch of teams this year have been very strong at home. So you want to get the most points you possibly can. Luckily for us, we have 3 games left, and 2 of those are at home. So those are really big games for us. But obviously, Chicago's the first test.
Yeah, Heath, moving on to you. Obviously, Chicago's lost 2 straight. For a while there, they were probably the hottest team in the league with 7 out of 8 wins. When you look at that attack and you look at Chris Rolfe and Sergio McDonald and all these different guys that they're running at you, how do you think? What do you think is the best way to slow them down, or maybe the weaknesses that they have? Although I guess I'm leading them into a scouting report here, but.
No, I mean it's the organization off the ball. When they're attacking, when we're attacking, where are our players to make sure that we can cut out their counterattacks. And just being aware of their threats. I think we didn't do a great job of that when we played away at Chicago earlier this year, but then at home, we put on a much better performance, and then hopefully on Saturday we'll be able to stay organized for 90 minutes, and that's the biggest key factor for us that we've struggled with is that organizational factor that's cost us, but I think we're starting to shore that up, and hopefully we'll be able to do that on Saturday.
All right, one more question for you guys. We'll keep it light. This was one that divided opinion between Darren Maddox and CJ Sapong in our last Google Plus Hangout. I've got a scenario for you here. What would you rather fight, 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck? What do you think?
Who came up with that? That's actually really funny.
That was a fan question.
Oh, wow.
I would definitely want to fight the 1 horse-sized duck.
That's like a David and Goliath story for Dax.
Yeah.
He's just a little guy.
I just think
he's got the Napoleon complex.
Right in the forehead.
I just think that would be super fun and weird. I would want to take out its little flippers and then see it fall over and then rope it.
That's one strategy. I think they went with the duck-sized horses. They figured they could kick them, and just generally that was a more manageable fight.
I would personally go with the duck-sized horses. You could feed them carrots with the flat hand, little baby.
No, but you're fighting them. They're not.
What are horses gonna do?
No, but they're ducks, so they'll fly at you from all angles. And then have you never seen Jurassic Park, where the little ones they just gang up on you and fight you to the death?
Duck-sized horses.
Yeah, so they're horses. That's why you feed them the carrots.
Hoof these days.
Well,
yeah, they're still gonna be strong hoofs.
I'm not worried about
some dissension here. We'll see if that scenario ever hits you guys. I want to thank you for joining us here. Second ever Google Plus Hangout. It's been a great time. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks for having us. Thank you, guys.
Just a reminder to everybody out there watching, tune in here in 10 minutes. We've got the Chicago Fire's Austin Berry and Patrick Nyako here at the same MLSsoccer.com, ChicagoFire.com, YouTube, and Google Plus. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Thank you.